Good morning. I think it's still morning. Before we convene for lunch and have you run out there, I wanted to present an annual award from the National Low Income Housing Coalition. Each year, the National Low Income Housing Coalition has an organizing award that recognizes outstanding achievement in state and local organizing activity that further the coalition's mission. Achieving socially just public policy that assures that people with the lowest income in the United States have affordable and decent homes. The National Low Income Housing Coalition is guided by the belief that low-income people should be included in every aspect of its work, from policy-setting discussions and advocacy events to board meetings and the publication of tenant talk. My name is Dora Gallo. I'm the CEO of an organization in Los Angeles called Community of Friends, and I'm a member of the National Low Income Housing Coalition Board of Directors. The public policy solutions that we advance and the campaigns we engage in are stronger and more likely to be equitable when we work in partnership with those most affected. You've heard today about the importance of resident engagement, and so for us, when we review the applications for nominations for our annual organizing award, we pay particular attention to campaigns and organizations that include the direct involvement and leadership of the people being served. This year, we reviewed a number of outstanding applications for our organizing award, all of which are truly deserving of recognition. This year, we are honoring two organizations that worked together on city and countywide ballot initiative campaigns this past November, a very important election for all of us, that was successful in expanding both renters' rights and local funding to develop rental housing affordable to the lowest income people. Each of these two organizations we recognize today played a unique role in collaborating on these ballot initiatives, worked intentionally to incorporate resident leadership at the core of their campaigns, and mobilized low-income renter voters on election day.
So, Cesar Chavez was a leader that we remember just a few days ago for his leadership in social justice and human rights. And he said the fight is always about the people. And that's exactly why we're here today. Housing is a human right for all people, and that's why we do the work we do every day. My name is Amna Desai, and I am a proud resident and policy advocate in San Francisco. I want to highlight and recognize the work of two organizations that I work with often that are working to make housing a human right. Nonprofit Housing Association of Northern California and East Bay Housing Organizations. NPH is an awesome network of organizations. They advocate for resources to build and preserve affordable homes in Sacramento, our capital, and at the regional level throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. They do a phenomenal job engaging members and collaborating with state and local elected officials to create policies that ensure everyone has a safe, healthy, and affordable home. NPH in 2016 helped initiate and support 3 powerful measures, which was one of the positives from the November 2016 election. These 3 measures brought necessary investment to provide local, affordable homes in 3 counties, especially for people who've experienced homelessness. As a result of their advocacy, voter registration materials were developed in 7 languages, and their work helped to secure $2 billion in investments. Another member-driven organization that was instrumental in the affordable housing successes in California and the Bay Area is the East Bay Housing Organizations, or EBHO. EBHO is facing incredible displacement and lack of affordability in the East Bay, but they work to preserve, protect, and create affordable housing opportunities for low-income housing communities throughout the Bay by educating, advocating, organizing, and building. EBHO advocates are folks on the ground, training advocates and building leadership among low-income residents. EBHO is a true people power builder, as we heard from Fredricka yesterday. EBHO built people power in an incredible way this past November to help pass 2 ballot initiatives in the East Bay. Measure A is a bond that will now increase local affordable housing production by $580 million, with 20% dedicated to extremely low-income households. Measure JJ will expand renters' rights and help limit rent increases above the inflation rate. EBHO's 60 resident leaders did more than 50 presentations and touched more than 700 voters. EBHO knows the residents' voices matter, and they make sure those voices are heard. I am so proud to work with both EBHO and NPH. And even though we are in deep divisions in our nation, affordable housing is a true uniter. And because of organizations like NPH and EBHO, we are closer to building a future where everyone has a place called home.
So we want to express our appreciation and to thank NPH and EBHO. We know that with the knowledge that was gained from your recent successes, both organizations will continue its housing justice work and now and into the future. And now, accepting the 2017 National Low Income Housing Coalition Organizing Award on behalf of the Nonprofit Housing Association of Northern California is Sharon Cornu, NPH's political director. Please come on up. And on behalf of the East Bay Housing Organization, we have Adlemy Garcia, community organizer, and Fredricka Robinson, resident leader. Please give them a warm welcome.
So thank you both for saying all those really nice things about us. And at EBHO, so I'm a community organizer. So I work with folks on the ground every day. And more than their voices are important, people's stories are important, but more than that, their leadership is important. So the reason why we won was because we did something very simple: step aside, provide support for those that are most impacted to lead the campaign, right? And in times when, when we have direct threats to affordable housing, to public housing, like Ben Carson, it is time for our resistance to be bold, right? I always think about Asada Shakur's words of we have a duty to win, right? And to do that, we have to place the most impacted in a position to do the work that it takes to win, because the people in power are not doing it. So, I mean, that's really what we did, right? Folks like Fredricka, who are folks that have been doing the work for a long time, we just opened up the space. Step aside and let people do the work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a story we don't tire of telling. In 2016, NPH initiated and provided strategic political leadership on 3 campaigns that delivered $2 billion in new investment in a region that really, really needs it. But I want to tell you a little bit of the how, including these powerful resident stories that you can see are so clearly a part of our work. We paid attention to the 3 important parts of politics: money, relationships, and people. We made sure that our campaigns were adequately resourced, so they had technology and strong communications components, including not only good numbers, but powerful stories like you're hearing here today. We made sure the affordable housing community raised $2.5 million for these campaigns, and we've kept that out of the press releases, but it's important to know that it takes resources to win a campaign. We paid attention to our relationships. We honored our traditional partners in the affordable housing world, and we built new coalitions and new relationships with grassroots community organizations immigrant groups, organized labor, and people who do politics for a living, and that helped us deliver these wins. Finally, we paid attention to the people. We created a new voter database of affordable housing residents, and we found 50,000 existing registered voters. And through voter registration training of resident services coordinators and those outreach materials in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, Cantonese, Tagalog, Korean, and Arabic, I remembered all 7 this time, we were able to increase voter registration 19%, and we needed every single one of those votes. Because in Santa Clara County, we passed a $950 million bond with an 8,000 vote margin, and thank God, 10,000 residents cast ballots, because we would not have won without the residents. We moved forward into new counties. This momentum has put a little extra swagger in our lobbyist steps in the state capitol this year. We're excited to continue building coalitions and making everyone have a place to call home. Thank you.
You can find more information about both organizations in your packet today. Thank you.